Hello, and welcome to my channel. I'm Mandy Grace, author of 10 novels so far. I still don't know how to do an intro without saying I'm rewriting all those books. I'll figure it out. Anyway, I do this thing, and have been doing it for several years now, where I read a book on writing craft or professional development every single month, just to keep learning, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so it's time for February. It's actually the 14th. And technically I just finished reading the January book, but we don't have to talk about it. We're going to pick our February book and read it a little bit faster than we read the January book. So here's my chaotic shelf. We've really run out of space here. This one I have read. This one I have read. This one I have read. Yep, I did do that one. This one I have read. Aha! We've made it. This is my stack of not yet read books. I'm probably going to stick with the Dr. Kathy books here up on the top because, hi baby. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be, sharing my findings with the Hedgie House, so I feel like I want to get back into this world, because it's been a while since I read 8 Great Smarts and then the 8 Smarts for Homeschooling. These two over here. It's been a while since I read them. So I'm going to reread them before my presentation thingamajig, but I also just want to re-familiarize myself, that was a hard word to say, with Dr. Kathy, so I'm going to pick one of these books. We have Screens and Teens, No More Perfect Kids, Start with a Heart, 5 to Thrive. I don't know where to start here. Not a mom, but a nanny, and you can probably hear the 3-year-old, well, he's not quite 3, wandering around behind me. So all of the kid books, I do actually use the information and, implement it in my day-to-day life, even though I am not a mother. Let's just do the one on top, so then I don't have to think hard. 5 to Thrive, how to determine if your core needs are being met and what to do when they're not. Interesting. Hi, I am 65 pages into the book already after today. It's going well. I didn't mean to read it that quick, I wasn't trying to rush through it since I just picked the book today, but it's good stuff and it's a really easy read. Anyway, essentially the 5 to Thrive thing is about 5 core needs that people have as humans and the questions that arise because of them, and then the healthy or unhealthy ways that we try to fill those needs, and then Dr. K is offering the, solution, which, spoiler alert, is Jesus, but, yeah, she does actually address how, you can use her model of the, 5 needs thing, without Jesus, but it's not as effective, which makes sense, but anyway, yeah. I don't know. It's been a good read so far. It's also been so easy. Guys, the last couple books I have read, The Practice of Groundedness by Brad Stolberg, and then The Sacred Enneagram by whoever that is by. Where is it? It should, oh, here. Christopher. I can't say this last name without butchering it. I apologize profusely to everyone who has this last name. There's a lot of E's. I kind of just want to say Hertz, but I feel like that's very wrong given all of the E's. I don't know, you guys. We're not going to try. We're not going to try and embarrass everyone. Anyway, point being, the 2 books that I have read, they've been good, and things that I enjoy and implement, The Practices of Groundedness, due to my writing group, Quill and Cup, I'm familiar with them, I use them, they do help with, my mental space up here. And with the Enneagram, I'm like obsessed with the Enneagram for myself, for my characters. A couple of my friends that have been, you know, my best friends since childhood, we all share and discuss various things we are finding about the Enneagram together. Because we're all fascinated by it, and I just think psychology is the coolest thing ever. I literally took every psychology class that my college offered when I was there. So, yeah, psychology and me, we just get along. So anyway, the point is, absolutely love all of the Enneagram stuff, but with the Enneagram book and then also with the practice of groundedness, I feel like I was having to read so critically. Like, I was reading and just minding my own business, but somewhere in the back of my head, my brain was like, some of this? I don't know, girlfriend. And then I was having to, like, I don't know. I don't even, like, I was having to process it and then compare it to scripture and then, you know, do this whole, there were hurdles, okay? There were serious hurdles because my belief system was like, how do we feel about this? And, you know, sometimes we didn't feel great about it. But with the book that I'm currently reading, it's not been that way. And, like, with the Sacred Enneagram, it's written by a professing Christian who is specifically using the Enneagram as a path to God. And yet, even so, the entire time I was like, there's some real good stuff in here, and I'm really enjoying this, but, like, we're not taking this at face value. We're going to think critically. And with the book I've been reading today, it's not that I'm not thinking critically, but also, like, I don't have to. Because it's just all Jesus and littered with scripture, and, like, the foundation's already there, and I don't have to question it, because she's got the Bible literally written right there on the page with her psychology stuff. Anyway, basically, what I'm ranting about right now is that it's just been a breeze. Which is why I read 65 pages in an hour, because I was just like, this is the easiest thing I have read in a very long time. It's like a breath of fresh air. Fresh air? I can't speak. Fresh air. Fresh and clean and calm and, like, I don't have to think about it so hard. Hi, so it's the end of March, and I never filmed an outro for this video. I did read the February book in February. It bled, I think, into the first week of March, but not the end of March. Anyway, I never filmed an outro, so I never uploaded and, you know, gave you guys the video. Point is, I don't know what the point is. I liked the book. It was really enjoyable. I liked the discussion of the 5 core needs that humans have and the different, like, unhealthy ways we try to fill them and everything. I also like that at the end of every chapter there were a bunch of, like, questions and journal prompts and, like, ways for you to dig into what Dr. Kathy was talking about and apply it, so that was great. The very last chapter was very, like, hands-on, let's walk through some steps together here, so that was fun. Yeah, I don't know. It's a really good book. I stand by what I said about it being an easy read in February, but also by the end of the book, I was starting to feel like it was too easy, not on the spiritual side of things, but just, like, the words. It's very simplistic and straightforward, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's easy to understand that way, but also a lot of times I felt like she was actually talking to a child and not to a fully grown adult. Maybe she was, but since I was the one reading the book, I was just like, can we stop talking down to me? This feels really weird. And it wasn't necessarily in a patronizing sort of way. It was just like, the book is very simplistic. The vocabulary is fairly simplistic. It just wasn't, like, I don't know, activating my brain. And since I'm so, like, caught up with and familiar with Dr. Kathy's 8 Great Smarts situation, I'm very aware of the fact that I am relatively word smart. I experience the world through words, and she doesn't have a lot of interesting words in her books, and so by the end of the book I was a little bit on the like almost bored side because of that, because everything was just like, I don't know, simple. It was all very simple, and I was bored. The content was great. I did enjoy the book. I enjoyed what it was about. And, like, you know, in 5 years or something, when my niece has reached a more, like, emotional, mature age, I would absolutely let her read the book. But I just, personally, it wasn't really engaging my brain. But otherwise, it was great.